Hey guys, before we get into today's episode, I wanted to share a quick message about one of my favorite brands, Rave Couture. Rave Couture is an inclusive ravewear brand whose mission is to show that every woman is beautiful no matter what shape, size, or color you are. Their collections feature tons of colorful styles, silhouettes, and fun accessories to match. I am personally a huge fan of their new Lolita Part 2 collection that they just dropped recently. Head over to raveculturecast.com and use code EMMAK for 15% off your orders. That's code EMMAK for 15% off your orders at Rave Couture. And always remember, sexy has no size. Yes, Cynthia. Not that I condone doing things like that, guys. I would never condone doing things like that. I'm just here to read you the tips, okay? Hey there, welcome to Rave Culture Cast, your weekly guide to the EDM community, music festivals, and more, hosted by me, Emma Capotis. Each week, I'll be covering everything from dance music culture, industry news, trending topics, and festival tips, advice, and reviews. You can also expect to hear stories from ravers, artists, business owners, and more. Tune in every Wednesday for your weekly dose of peace, love, unity, and respect. Hey guys, welcome back to Rave Culture Cast, your weekly guide to the EDM community, music festivals, and more. I am your host, Emma Capotis. What is up, fam? How are we all feeling? I'm coming to you today. This is going to be a little bit more laid back. It's like Sunday at 7:41 right now. We had a long football Sunday today. Yay, football is back. Vikings lost, so I'm salty about it. But yeah, it's just going to be a little quiet, intimate conversation between you and I today. We're going to be talking all about camping festivals and how to prepare for them. So I'm super excited to dive into all that today. Plus, I've got a fun freebie for you. So stay tuned for that. I wanted to give you guys a checklist to go home with today. So we're going to get into all of that. But before we jump into it, really quickly, we have Imagine Music Festival coming up this weekend. There is a lot going on for this festival, so I'm going to talk about it really quickly. But if you plan on attending, I'm going to be doing 3 separate meetups. So if you guys want to meet the Rave Culture Cast community in person, we're going to have our first family meetup, which is going to be so iconic, and I'm so excited about it. So it's going to be Friday night. At 5:30 p.m. I will pop up the flyer here if you're watching on YouTube. If not, head over to @raveculturecast or my personal page at Emma Capotis. All of the meetup details will be there with the location so you guys know where to go. But Friday at Imagine, the Rave Culture Cast family meetup is at 5:30 p.m. Saturday, my Lunchbox crew is hosting a meetup. I believe it's going to be at 4:30 p.m. We'll also pop up details here so you know where to find us, but I will be joining the Lunchbox fam for that. There's a lot of stuff going on. Sunday, I am hosting the final meetup with my girl Vibe with Aid. So excited for that one. We just did one together at Arc Music Festival and it was awesome. So, come by, hang out, trade candy. We might have some refreshments there as well. That's going to be at 5:30 p.m. So Friday, Rave Culture Cast, 5:30. Saturday, I believe it's 4:30 Lunchbox. Sunday, Vibe with Aid and I, 5:30 at Imagine. So pumped. Can't wait to see you guys. Weather's not looking good as of right now, but we have a couple days here, so I hope it clears up, but it's saying rain right now. I really hope that's not the case. If not, we're packing, if it is, we're packing ponchos and extra socks and shoes, and we will deal with it, and we will rave in the rain. But anyway, with all that being said, I want to dive into my artist highlight before we jump pretty much right into the episode here. All right, you guys. So this week's artist highlight that I want to shout out is somebody who's been on my radar for a little while now. But recently she just came out with a collaboration that I cannot stop listening to. It's so fire. And her name is Nala. She is a Dirty Bird Records staple now at this point, or newcomer if you want to say, but she is a part of the Dirty Bird family. She's got a really cool sound. I wouldn't say it's necessarily tech house, but she does do a little bit of that. But she does her own kind of house music, and it's really cool. One of her songs, Psychic Attack, is really good, but she just came out with a collab with Claude Von Stroke, and it's called Everything is Burning, and it's on repeat right now. I cannot stop listening to it. You guys, some of you might know, I do a best of EDM or a best of dance music episode at the end of the year, and I already noted that as one of my favorite collaborations for the year. So I just wanted to shout out Nala. I think she's fantastic. I really like where her career is headed so far. And I'm excited to see her in person at some point. So definitely check her out, Nala. I don't know if she's doing it anymore, but she was streaming every single week on Dirty Bird's Twitch for a while, especially during quarantine. But yeah, catch her live if you can, if you see her on a lineup. If not, go stream Everything is Burning right now. All right, with all that being said, let's dive into today's episode. So like I mentioned, this is all about how to prepare for a camping festival. And if some of you don't know, or you aren't familiar with me or this podcast, I have never camped at a festival. So I want to make that clear off the bat. So you might be like, bitch, why are you talking about this topic if you haven't experienced it yourself? I've camped plenty of times in my life, just never at a festival. So I have experience camping, but I will be camping for the first time at Camp EDC. However, I feel like that's not the full-blown experience because that's in a parking lot. Those structures are already set up for you. So I'm just like dipping my toes in a month at Camp EDC. The first one, I don't know. It was supposed to be Electric Forest, and that got bumped back like 2 years now at this point. So I don't know what the next one will be. I'm potentially looking at Okeechobee, but if not, it will be Electric Forest next summer. So with that being said, I'm approaching today just from the knowledge I've gained from other content creators, from things I've seen online. I'm in all of these communities online very heavily. Definitely have learned a lot from my friends, from all of the videos I've consumed. And then there's just, like I said, like things I've picked up from my own experience, just camping in general. But I did put a call out to you guys, and I got flooded in my inbox with so many tips and advice. So I'm gonna have a whole section at the end with your comments, and there were so many good like tips. So we'll get into that later. But I'm approaching this episode from the perspective of how I am literally preparing for my first camping festival, so you guys know what I'm doing. And like I mentioned, I don't want to run through a whole packing list with you today because I feel like that will be boring. So what I decided to do is put my camping packing list into a checklist for you, and it's going to be a free download. So if you go to my show notes or the description box on YouTube, you guys can click on the link there, and it'll take you to a page. Just drop your email in there, and then you will get your free download, and it will be like your essentials, like everything you need. You can print this out, take it with you, check things off, whatever you guys want to do. But I wanted to give you some sort of like camping checklist so that you can really look at everything you need to know, and I don't have to like run through that today because we have plenty of other things to talk about. So that's how it's going to go. Quick recommendations on channels or creators you should check out. All friends of mine. The Festival Finesser has really, really good camping videos. He's a pro at this point. He just put out a really good one where he physically set up his camping setup at his house in his backyard, and he shows you like how to do everything. So that one was really good. Vibe with Aid has some camping videos. Living by the F Word. She's a pro festival camper. She's put out so much content. Everything from how to set up your campsite, food and drink tips, all that good stuff. And my girl Ashley Gauthier, I believe as well. She's like a pro Electric Forest camper. She's done it like 6 times now, I think. So if you're going to Electric Forest, check out Ashley Gauthier. Again, all these people will be listed below, and I will put their YouTube channels if you want to watch their videos. But with all that being said, I will start this off by saying having a camping, not even just camping, like festival packing list period, will set you up for success. I have one on my phone for every event I go to. And for me personally, 1, I'm type A, but 2, there's just so many things you forget about in the moment, and especially if you decide to pack last minute. Like, it wasn't planned this way, but for our music festival, I laid out my clothes the night before, but I packed the fucking morning of my flight, which I never do that. And I definitely forgot some stuff. Like, I forgot an eyeshadow palette. Makeup's like my life. I don't know why I didn't pack an eyeshadow palette. I left some other shit at home too, and I was just like, why? If you have a list and you continuously add to it, or it's the same one every time, and you can just duplicate it, it makes your life so much better, and you won't forget things, especially the essentials, guys. Like, if you're going to a festival, you absolutely need external batteries, earplugs, ID, vaccination card, whatever. Those are the essentials. Your wallet, your phone, camera, all that good stuff. So make sure you have a list. If not, download my list. It's free. So that's kind of the stuff I want to start off with. All right, so I'm just going to go through a couple things at the top here. that you should consider if you plan on attending a camping festival. So I'm not going to get into the different types, but you guys might know for some of them, like I mentioned, Camp EDC, for example, they have preset camping and it's in a parking lot. So I think it's called like Moon Glow tents and the Desert Rose tents. They have VIP upgrades. Other ones are going to be in the woods or on a beach or whatever it might be, and you're providing everything. Then you have some where you can do car camping. So you can literally pull your car up to your spot, which from what I've heard is like the ideal situation because you don't have to lug your stuff everywhere. You don't have to pile it up. You can just park. It's a part of your campsite. You can leave things in there, lock your car. It's a little bit more secure. So it depends on the type of festival. That's going to affect how you're going to pack your car. Whether you're flying or driving is also going to affect it as well. So I will talk about that in just a little bit. But all of these things play into the situation. If you're going with a group, from what I've heard, that's also amazing. I plan on doing Electric Forest. We're doing a group camp with like 40 people, but I'm going with 2 other friends. That's really nice because you can split up all of your camping needs amongst each other, whether you're in 1 car or 2 cars or you're flying, and you guys can spread it out amongst your suitcases. Just want to mention that. I know Vibe with Aid has mentioned that she flies Southwest and you can fly with 2 free bags. You can check 2 free bags. Most other airlines make you pay per bag. So if you want to save money and bring like 2 big suitcases or something like that, you could definitely look into Southwest. But I think that's the main thing. So what I want to note here, first and foremost, make sure you have the right pass to camp. Again, depending on the festival, some of them make you buy a camping pass for your car. So you only need 1, and whoever's in your car, like you guys are all good to go. Some of them make you pay for camping per person, and it's usually not that big of a fee. So read the rules, and obviously when you go to buy your ticket, just make sure you're reading everything properly so that you guys are good to go. I think that's pretty much all you need to know. And again, with like Electric Forest, for example, you have everything from GA camping to different types of VIP. You have preset camping. You have like tiny homes or whatever, apartments, all that good stuff. So depending on what your level of comfort is and your budget, you can like glamp if you want to. Oh, there's also RVs too. You can rent an RV, which is like a step up to very comfortable if you want to do that or you have a bigger group or a bigger budget. So there's tons of options. If not, GA can be a great way to go. You just need to come more prepared to make sure you have all of your stuff. I also want to mention early arrival because that seems to be something that everybody really, really recommends doing. My group is going to do that as well for Electric Forest. I think we're going to arrive on Wednesday. I think you can arrive as early as Tuesday, they said like 2 years ago, but highly recommend early arrival, and here's why. Usually if the festival is like Thursday through Sunday or Friday through Sunday and you get there on Friday, depending on when you get online, you can spend like a couple hours setting up and sitting online, and then that cuts into the festival. So why not arrive the day before and just spend your day like getting comfortable, setting up camp, meeting your neighbors, socializing, hanging out, and then you're not in a rush. You also don't want to set up your campsite at nighttime. That sounds like an absolute nightmare to me. You need to bring a lot of lighting anyway, but I would highly recommend getting there very, very early to avoid long lines and to be able to have like plenty of time to set up your campsite. You just don't want to feel rushed. So some festivals will charge you extra for that. It might be like, again, maybe it's $25 for the car to come a day earlier from when the festival starts. So just all things to consider. Packing wise, the only things I'll mention today, because I don't want to go through the whole list, you obviously need the thing you're sleeping in. So whatever kind of structure you're going to be in, tent, sleeping bag, air mattress, make sure you've got that. The other big bucket is tools to assemble your campsite. You don't want to forget anything that you might need, like stakes, tape, scissors, like all that good stuff that you might need, which includes shading structures. That's a huge thing. Canopies were recommended like 100 times on this list. But you want to protect your campsite from the sun so that you're not like boiling hot when you wake up. Again, things to protect your items from bad weather, which we'll get into, but tarps definitely are a necessity. Things to clean up your campsite. So garbage bags, storage bins, paper towels, wipes, all that good stuff, guys. Like remember, leave no trace. Don't abandon your campsite. really take care of the environment that you're in and make sure you're cleaning up after yourselves. It will make your life easier. So don't forget your cleaning supplies. And then things to enhance your experiences, right? Like you want to have as much fun as possible. You're going to be there maybe 4 to 5 days. So you want to be comfortable. So things like fans, especially if it's a summer festival, like definitely bring multiple fans that can clip on to things, or standing fans you can put on a table to cool down your campsite. Speakers if you plan on playing music. Camping chairs for sure. I've seen the ones like you can like blow them up, you like run in the wind, and you can have like different chairs and stuff like that. Lighting is a huge one. So many people recommended lighting both in your tent, around your campsite. You can do LED string lights around your canopy. It also makes it easier to find at nighttime too. Tables, pop-up shower, cookware, all of those good things. And then lastly, packing wise, like I just mentioned, a flag or a totem or cool lighting, something to note your spot so that you can easily find it at night. Probably will be a lifesaver. So that's kind of all of the main stuff I want to hit on as far as like what to bring and how to be prepared. Okay, flying versus driving. This is another like really big conversation. For me personally, again, as somebody who hasn't camped, this was the biggest question for me because I always wondered, I was like, how the fuck do you go to a camping festival if you're flying? Like, how could you possibly bring all these things? Because people are mentioning plastic bins and chairs and all kinds of stuff. And like, that's definitely not going to fit in my little ass suitcase. Meanwhile, that suitcase has to fit in my tent. But there are definitely ways to do it. So like I mentioned, Southwest gives you 2 checked bags for free. Again, if you're going with a group, definitely split it. So I think for Electric Forest, I was going to get a tent. I got like everything compressed. So I got like a compressed sleeping bag, a compressed pillow, a compressed sleeping pad to go under my bag, all small things. And then if I'm bringing the tent, hopefully 1 or 2 of the other people can bring an extra chair for me or something like that. So we're going to try and like situate it like that. The other key thing you want to consider, which my friend Vibe with Aid told me about this years ago, is you can order things ahead. So you definitely want to familiarize yourself with the location of the campground. So note where the gas stations are, local food, Walmart, all that stuff, because whenever you land, you obviously have to rent a car to get to the festival, or your friends will be driving a car. You're going to want to stop to get food, water, supplies, alcohol, all that stuff. So you can order ahead to a Walmart or another place your coolers, a wagon, an easy up, like the bigger stuff that you can't bring with you, and you can pick it up and it will be ready to go. So that's really, really nice. You could try to order, or you could just try to pick some stuff up in person. But again, if it's a small town like in Michigan or something, and tens of thousands of people are coming in that weekend, and it's the closest Walmart to the festival, like things might be wiped out. So order it ahead, pick it up, fill your car, get all your stuff, and then either see if you can return it, see if people need it, but do not leave anything at your campsite. That's a huge thing. Again, it's like a leave no trace situation. Don't abandon stuff. I do know some festivals, I don't know if it's just international festivals or it depends on the brand. Sometimes they have donation bins where they'll take stuff back and donate it, but make sure you have that figured out. Somebody also commented this. I don't know how accurate that is. You can try it, but some people were saying like you can order stuff from Amazon and return it to Amazon as well. So obviously if it's lightly used and not completely ruined, you could try returning some of your campsite stuff. So that's what I would consider for flying. For driving, again, driving could be really, really great because you could fit so much more in there, like bigger storage bins, bigger tents, more stuff to make you comfortable. But remember, you have to pack your car. People need to sit in the car. Like you still need to be able to fit in. Plus, if you're going to buy more when you get there, like more food, alcohol, all that, just make sure you have enough room in your car for that. And again, if it's car camping, even better because you won't have to unload it. You can literally just pull up, but you never know what kind of situation you're going to be in. So if you are going to have to walk or shuttle or anything like that, everything that's in your car is going to need to get to your campsite. You're going to need to carry it. So that's why people are saying like wagons, coolers, anything with wheels is a 100% necessity. We are getting a wagon for Camp EDC for sure. And we're doing the exact same thing. We're ordering stuff ahead of time to a Walmart nearby and we're going to go pick it up. So that's kind of what we're doing. But our room and I think the bedding is supplied. I'm pretty sure. If not, it's okay. But like some stuff is supplied, like plugs, all of that stuff. So yeah, these are all different things to consider when it comes to driving or flying to a festival. Alrighty, let's talk about actually sleeping, because this is a big one. I mean, like, if you're going to go to a camping festival, you have to understand that you may not be getting much sleep, because who knows who your neighbors are, what they're doing, how long they're going to stay out. Some campgrounds have parties that go till the early morning. So if you want to sleep comfortably, these are things I would recommend bringing with you. Earplugs, 100%. Earplugs and an eye mask, again, because if you don't really have shading structure set up, that could be an issue. Melatonin, I don't regularly take melatonin because I would like my body to like regulate sleep on its own, but it might be necessary for a festival to just like help you go to sleep, or CBD gummies. I personally like CBD gummies, so that also helps me like relax at night. Again, sleeping bag versus mattress pad. A lot of people who drive recommend getting like a blow up mattress. Don't forget the pump to blow it up though. That's a huge thing. Somebody also gave a tip, which I'll get into later, which I would never have thought about, but they said you can blow up your mattress like with your using your car. So that is a good option as well. Blankets, so many comments about blankets. I am perpetually cold. Like, I'm fucking cold all the time. So I can't even imagine, like, this is me when I would normally be camping in the woods. Sweatshirts for at night, sweatpants, extra heavier socks, blankets, like anything that's going to keep you warm, because you don't know. It could be 80 degrees during the day and you could be 40 degrees at night. Plus, you just never know what the weather's going to be like. Tapestries for shade, or a shading structure, a canopy, an easy up, something along those lines, but you want to shade the side of your tent so the sun isn't beating at it in the morning and it wakes you up when you're super hot in there. I also got a couple comments about like either yoga mats or rugs, anything that you can cover the floor of your tent in to protect the floor and to pad it a little bit, but also to give you, the rug can go outside so that if your shoes are muddy or something like that, you're not stepping into your tent on the floor and getting it dirty, so it keeps things cleaner. But definitely recommend that. I know the Festival Finesser said in one of his videos he uses yoga mats and they roll them out on the floor, so it's just more comfortable to walk in. Again, you're going to be there for a couple of days, so you do want to be comfortable, right? Like, you want it to be a nice experience. Food and drinks. So I would read the prohibited items list that the festival has, because usually they have rules upon like what kind of alcohol you can bring, how much alcohol, the cookware, all that kind of stuff. But most of them, you should be able to do everything by yourself for the most part. So if you want to bring a whole cooking setup, you can. But if not, like for Camp EDC, we're not doing any of that. We're probably going to be buying a lot of stuff in the Camp EDC ground. So we're going to do food vendors. But for breakfast, this is what I would personally pack. Like, I'm obviously going to get granola bars, like apples, bananas, yogurts, bread, peanut butter, popcorn. If you like jerky, like I like turkey jerky, anything that's kind of like high in protein I would bring. I'm definitely going to bring my Rave packets, which are hydration sticks. Those help with hydration and replenishing your body and your electrolytes. Water, so much water, you guys. I got a lot of recommendations of bringing like 5-gallon water jugs, not only to drink, but also to shower with or wash things off. So yeah, non-perishables will be good. Anything you can fit in your cooler. And then for cooking, all of your cookware, things to cook with. So your pots, pans, utensils, spatulas, cooking spray, utensils to eat with, things to cook in, paper towels, again, garbage bags, cleaning supplies, all that good stuff. If you can bring in stuff that isn't disposable, so if you can get stuff like multi-use cups or like Nalgene bottles, whatever, bowls, utensils that are reusable, so you're not throwing out like plastic cups and stuff like that, even better to reduce waste. Just rinse it out with the water that you have there. So highly recommend all of those things. And then lastly, preparing for the weather. So you guys, I think one of my biggest nightmares is probably the rain, because I've just heard horror stories of like beginner campers not being prepared for rain. And I can't imagine what's worse than, say, it's like a first or second day of a festival and your tent gets soaked, all of your clothing is soaked, your sleeping bag, your towels, like what would you do? That's miserable. You could get sick. So prepare for the rain, bring extra tarps, put a tarp down on the ground. Again, Festival Finesser's most recent video, it was very intense, but they have like a whole easy up structure and tarp on the sides to like literally block out any wind or rain. And again, if you're driving, highly recommend keeping your items in plastic storage bins, not only for the organization, but also they will keep things dry. So that's a good one as well. And then we did this for normal camping and I still believe in it. Bring extra shoes and socks. God forbid you bring like 1 or 2 pairs of boots and they get completely soaked and you don't have an extra pair. Like bring an extra pair. Also unrelated, I just thought about this. Bring shoes for the shower too. Don't forget flip-flops because that'll be gross if you're standing on the bottom of a shower that everybody's using. So plan ahead, know the terrain, know the location, check out the weather in advance, and just be extra prepared. You can't prepare enough, right? So I think that's pretty much everything, you guys. I want to dive into the veteran tips because you had so much stuff and you're the pros. You've actually done this before. But before we do that, I want to take a super quick break and then I will be right back with all of your tips. All right, you guys, really quickly, I wanted to talk about something I just mentioned, which is Raveurade. For some of you guys who don't know, Raveurade is the ultimate hydration hack. It's a hydration stick that you pour into your water to replenish your body. It can be used post festival or post show, but it also can be used beforehand or during. And it basically helps assist your body with immune support by supplying key doses of neuroprotectants, electrolytes, minerals, and vitamins to help your body recover. It's all natural ingredients. It tastes really good. It's a lemon lime flavor. It's a necessity on my packing list now. So I highly, highly recommend you guys checking it out. Again, it's called Raveurade. You can go to drinkraveurade.com and use my code EmmaK for 10% off. Again, drinkraveurade.com, code EmmaK for 10% off your orders. It comes with a whole packet. You get a bunch of them in the bag. Just pour them in your water. Take care of your body, help replenish it, and you'll feel so much better and more hydrated. So definitely check out Raveurade. All right, guys, let's hop into your tips here because you had a lot of stuff. Let me zoom in because I'm blind and it's like late at night. I'm so fucking tired. Okay, Damien is a friggin' real one. Okay, specifically for EDC, he said, a wagon is a must. The trek from your drop-off at the parking lot is through gravel and dirt. It will save your life. Bring quick foods and snacks. Camp food is expensive and it's not that great. Don't try and shower right before the festival. Lines will be too long. If you're in a shift pod, bring lights. The dinky lights you're provided with will not be bright enough. Bring a small shower caddy and shower shoes. The shower floor is lava. Should be the game that you play. Bring decorations to help distinguish your camping spot from another. This is crucial when you're trying to find your tent at the end of the night. I completely agree with that because even from seeing pictures, they're all like silver tents. So you need something to tell it apart. I don't know how you would find your tent if you don't have something on it. Okay, Laura Gilb. She said, I have a lot of tips from making sure you have tapestries to keep your area shaded, make sure you have a fan somewhere, and make sure to have something to light up your campsite so you can find it at night. Emily said, nothing sucks more than running out of tent food at 2 a.m. when you're starving. Please bring enough. Bring more than you think you will eat. Couldn't agree with that more. Natalie Campbell said electrolyte tablets. There you go. First aid for blisters, yoga mat under your sleep system. I prefer quilts over sleeping bags because I like to spread out in my sleep. Wet wipes, an extra bag for your dirty clothes to separate them. Yes, that's such a good one. I always forget to do that. A collapsible water jug with a spout is always great to have. Bring a camping chair to sit in at the end of the day. Snacks that do not need to be refrigerated. Fruit leathers, granola, etc. Sai Krish said, get your own toilet paper. Such a good comment. I forgot to mention toilet paper. That's a big one. Toilet paper, toiletries, anything you need. Some people don't shower for the whole weekend, which like no judgment here. You know what I mean? But if you do want to shower, you can either bring a pop-up shower and do it at your own tent, or you can use theirs. Hold on, I gotta get water. Okay, Cynthia has a lot of stuff here. Use a checklist and adapt it to the needs of your group. We got that covered. Plan ahead of time so everyone is in agreement of who's bringing what. I have had friends who have made spreadsheets in the past too, which is really good. So make a Google sheet and have different tabs on it, and people can plug and play and write in what they're going to be bringing. Make your own camp toilet. Oh my God. My group did this for Oki 2020 and it was a lifesaver. We used a shower tent, bucket, camping toilet seat found on Amazon, bio bags, and also kept toilet paper, baby wipes, and air fresheners in there. There you go. Bring extra string and clips. I use metal clips versus clothespins. They come in handy for so many things like hanging tapestries, creating a clothesline, holding things up, tying things together. If there's a chance of rain or humidity, bring damp rid for your tent. And if possible, keep your clothes in your car. Interesting. I've never heard of that. damp bread. Okay. Bring a jug of cold brew versus trying to make coffee at camp or using instant. Make friends with your neighbors, of course, because it's great to have more friends, but also because they'll know who belongs at your site, and you'll have extra lookouts if randoms come rolling through to look through your shit while you're not at camp. On that note, theft happens a lot at camping festivals. Do not leave things in camp that you wouldn't be devastated to lose, or lock up your car, or lock things in your car if possible. Yeah, that's a big concern for me personally, because again, depending on the event, what if your car isn't next to you? Like, it's just so easy to get into a tent, unless even if you have a lock, you can cut through a tent in no time. You got to hope that the people around you are plur and cool and things like that. But there are so many bad apples at festivals too. So be careful with that kind of stuff. Don't bring anything super nice. All right. And then I think, Cynthia was the last one from Facebook. She said also, if you need to sneak in liquor, many festivals only allow beer and boxed wine. You can bring in cases of water bottles. Carefully remove some bottles from the middle of the pack without breaking the packaging. Empty, fill with clear liquor, vodka or tequila, reseal, and carefully fit them back into the case. You can mark those bottles with a small mark or leave it as is, or sort through the bottles and separate them later. Genius, Cynthia. Not that I condone doing things like that, guys. I would never condone doing things like that. I'm just here to read you the tips, okay? You do with this information what you want to. Okay, now we're going to go to the Instagram comments, which are much shorter, but there's fucking 46 of them. Let's do this. You guys ready? I hope this is helpful too. That's the whole point of this episode, is to just help you feel more prepared, because there's so many things you wouldn't think about, and these people have done it before, so they know what they're talking about. All right, bring dry foods. Cooler space is for ice and drinks, 1000%. Bring a tent that you can stand in and air can circulate in, and an air mattress, or at the very least, bring a sleeping pad. Everybody talks about comfort. You want to be comfortable when you're sleeping. You need to sleep at night, you guys, and definitely invest. The next comment is literally invest in a good air mattress, or make your campsite as cozy as possible. Here's a good one. Bring easy clothes to throw on for the multiple trips to the bathroom that you do half hungover. That's another thing, guys. Think about any festival. If you're drinking or doing whatever and you wake up in the middle of the night and you have to pee or go to the bathroom and it's a little bit of a walk, bring a headlamp or get a mini flashlight that you can put on your keychain. Party with Jess talked about this 2 episodes ago. You don't want to take out your phone flashlight in a porta potty. Like, absolutely not. Plus the light isn't bright enough. Bring a headlamp, throw it on, maybe like in your campsite, tucked in the corner, have like your throw on clothes for at nighttime if you have to get up and pee. Don't pee on somebody's tent. I've heard that's a thing. Okay, he said bring spritzer bottles and showering at the faucets. This is more for guys. Bring a wagon or 2. Anything with wheels. Cooler with wheels, wagon, all that good stuff. People recommend bringing a camp shower. So it depends on you and your group and all of that stuff, what festival it's at, but you can save hours of waiting in line. I've heard also people just body wipe it up. Like, you can get body wipes and just like wipe off whatever parts you want to wipe off, just so that you smell a little fresher and feel a little cleaner. If you sleep in your car, you can use a memory foam topper on your car seat. Bring sleeping earplugs because the music will never stop. Tent locks, shower sandals, please. 5-gallon jug of water. That was on this list a couple times. Somebody said bring frozen solid water bottles so you don't have to get ice and have cold water. They'll just like slowly melt and remain cold longer. Bring a tarp or 2. They are extremely versatile for keeping you dry and making shade. Again, binder clips or any kind of clips that are heavy duty that you can clip to anything, any different sizes. They can hold up your tapestries, tarps, all of that good stuff. Somebody also recommended this, which I liked. They said you can get those like foldable shoe storage, which is great. So you can clip that up, and the ones that go on the back of your door, you can put your shoes in it if you want, but you can put all kinds of different things to organize too. So like tape, scissors, all that stuff. I think Festival Finester might have had that in his video. Really helpful. Plastic tubs, they're waterproof and easy to organize. Have quick snacks ready to go, especially when you're setting up your camp so you don't get cranky. Somebody recommended this, which I do as well. Demo your campsite at your house before leaving for the festival. So set it up, see how it all looks, pack it up in your car, make sure it fits in your car before your friends get in your car. People recommended socializing with your neighbors. Again, familiarize yourself. You never know if you're going to need to borrow something or they need to borrow something from you. So help each other out. It's a community at the end of the day. Definitely check in with other people. Another one, brainstorm entertainment ideas, both for the car if you plan on doing a long car trip and for downtime at the event. So, bringing fun card games and things like that, Cards Against Humanity, anything else, Jenga, like whatever you can do that will be really fun to play. Sometimes, like say you wake up at 9 a.m. and the festival doesn't start till 3, you have the entire day to just hang out and chill. So bring some fun stuff, sports balls, all that good stuff. It's better to overpack than to underpack. Early arrival, I repeat, early arrival, tarps for the ground, LED string lights. Get up early and go to the bathroom. So again, people were saying do not try to go shower right before the festival starts. Like literally wake up at 7 a.m., shower while everybody's still sleeping, and then go back to sleep. People recommended a mini camp stove because it boils the water faster. So they said you can do like instant ramen, instant mashed potatoes, hot chocolate, coffee for in the morning, and then rugs for inside and outside your tent. All good. These are such good tips. I'm keeping my notes packed away, and I'm going to have these all on the camping checklist as well. But these are all so good. Extra batteries. You can bring a tennis ball for rolling out your muscles, an eye mask, mirror. Don't forget a mirror, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to do your makeup, you want to get ready. I think Living by the F Word recommended the magic mirror, which was a little bit bigger, and I think it had a stand. So that could be good. Yeah, Ziploc bags, solar chargers, any of that good stuff. Or you could rent an RV or camper. It's a game changer. That's what somebody else said. So you guys, that is everything on my list here. I really, really hope that this was helpful and you guys picked up something new. And I hope the packing checklist is a really big help as well. Like I said, I think there's just a lot to learn. If you're like me and you haven't camped yet, like you're going to do the best that you can. And I think another tip I didn't mention today is going to a camping festival with people who have camped before. Like that's what we're doing. So like at Electric Forest, we're doing a group camp with the Lunchbox fam, and there's 40 of us. So we already know we're not local. We're probably flying. If not, we're considering driving the 13 hours to Michigan because it's not, in theory, that doesn't sound bad to me, a person who barely drives. But for some reason, I'm like, we can bring whatever the fuck we want if we're driving, and that will be so much nicer. So I don't know. It's also a 2-hour flight there, so that's kind of hard to beat. But I know that going into it, somebody of the 40 of us is going to be local. They're going to be able to bring the cookware and all that stuff, and then we can just provide the food. So it could also be really helpful. I know Burning Man obviously is not a festival. Burning Man is a city that people build, and it's a similar situation. A lot of people say it's really good to go with burners who have gone before in the past because they kind of know how it all works. So that could be another thing. If you want to go with a group or something, find people who have camped before to kind of teach you the ways and walk you through everything. But yeah, that's pretty much everything, you guys. I hope you learned something new. Definitely let me know your feedback on this. But before I let you go, I have a couple little things that have been happening in the news that you might have missed this week. So I'm going to take a super quick break and then we will get into news and then we'll wrap this whole thing up. All right, you guys. So this is what we've got this week. I wanted to announce Decadence artists. Let's talk about that first because Decadence is, I'm talking about Decadence, Arizona. This is a music festival that takes place New Year's Eve. It always has a killer lineup. It's good every single time. But so far at this point, we only have 3 artists announced. Chris Lake, they've got me there already. Madion and Dylan Francis. Pretty stacked in my opinion. Like that's pretty amazing. I fucking love Dylan Francis and Chris Lake, like absolutely obsessed. So pretty good start to it. Madion's an amazing artist. So pretty amazing. We'll see what else comes out, but they've already announced those 3. Elements Music Festival. We talked about that a little bit last week. They did issue an official apology based on all of the logistical issues they had the first day of the event. So I just wanted to read that really quickly to give you a quick update in case you missed it. In a post on Instagram, they said, "We want to thank all of our fans, artists, and the community who attended Elements Music and Arts Festival 2021. Notwithstanding a number of issues related to the impacts of Hurricane Ida, we preserved and shared many blissful moments of music and connection. We recognize that some of you endured extraordinary wait times and discomfort getting into the festival on Friday. We apologize for these logistical issues and the disappointments they caused. There was significant damage to our parking lots from Hurricane Ida, which led to major delays into the festival. More delays were caused by precautions developed as a result of the hurricane. We were forced to change the location of parking lots and check-in spaces due to the remaining flooding issues on Friday. The aftermath of the hurricane and the long-lasting repercussions of COVID-19 exacerbated common festival issues, including some long food and water lines and restroom cleanliness. We wanted all attendees on site to have the best experiences of all time, and we'll work hard to improve. We throw this festival because we love our community. We're heartbroken and humbled that so many of you are unhappy with your experience. Like many other events over the past year and a half, there was the option of canceling the last minute. However, we modified our plans as the damage was assessed and decided to do our best to welcome 6,800 fans, over 100 artists safely into the space." Okay, I don't think they did that safely into the space, to be honest with you, based on what I've heard, but okay. "Everyone on our independent Elements team pours our heart and soul into our events, and no one is more disappointed in what happened on Friday more so than we are. We're community first, and like any community or family, when issues arise, it's important to listen and learn." So basically, you guys, they created a dedicated email address, elements2021@elementsfest.us, elements2021@elementsfest.us, welcoming your comments. They're responding to every single email. So if you had an issue or an experience that you wanted to share with them to help them improve so they can do better next year, reach out to them and they will get back to you. I mean, I didn't go. From what I saw and heard, like people had very mixed experiences. Like some people who didn't arrive this day obviously didn't have these issues, and then other people waited for 12 hours without like food and water. It's so hard to make that call. Part of me is like, if it was bad enough, maybe they should have canceled Friday and had Saturday and Sunday. I don't fucking know. I mean, it's really easy to sit here and say that, but who knows? There's so many other ways it could have gone. I'm happy people made it home and are safe and okay, but they had a lot of issues. Hopefully they will work on them. Nobody should ever want to see a festival fail. Like this is all a part of the community. And again, the live events industry was hit hard enough because of COVID, and Elements actually was able to do their event in 2020. They were one of the first events to be able to do on-site COVID testing and pulled it off safely. So it was really unfortunate that the combination of things happened and it worked out this way, but we never want to see a community fail like that. So I hope the best for them. I hope they read everything. I hope they address it and they do better next year. And that's all that we can say about that. In other news, you guys, artist news, Odessa announced on Twitter that they're going to have new music coming out in 2022. It feels like this break has been forever, but they will be back. I was so excited about this one, you guys. Seven Lions is coming to New York City, baby. He's coming. He is going to be doing a 2-night takeover at Avant Gardner. I think it's December 17th and 18th. It's part of his Pantheon tour. He's doing this in a bunch of other cities, but he just announced new locations, and New York is one of them. So I'm personally excited. I get to see him in December. All right. And then the last thing I wanted to mention, or two things, I don't know it probably happened already, but currently at this moment, I think Swedish House Mafia is performing at the MTV VMAs. So I'll let you know maybe next week how that all goes, but this is one of like their first big performances. I think they did a talk show. It might have been Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel. I'm not sure. They did a show like that, but they're performing at the VMAs tonight. And then lastly, music news, Lucy teased that she has a collab coming out with Adventure Club really soon. Very excited about that. I think that will be a cool collaboration between those two artists, both bass artists. So excited for that to drop. Stay tuned to New Music Friday. You guys know I will have it in my playlist. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for sticking around here till the end. That's all I've got for you this week. A couple quick reminders here again. If you are going to Imagine Music Festival this weekend, first and foremost, I'm so freaking excited. Okay, second off, meetups. So many meetups. The official Rave CultureCast community meetup, Friday, 5:30. It's going to be at a cocktail bar. I noted it on the map. I'll pop it up here. And again, it's on Instagram at Rave CultureCast. Saturday, we will be at the Lunchbox Fam meetup. I believe it's at 4:30 p.m. There's also a Rolita Couture, who we mentioned today, one of our sponsors. Rolita's Rebels are doing a meetup, I believe, at 6 p.m. on Saturday. I will be there. And then Sunday, I'm hosting an official meetup with my girl, Vibe with Aid. That is at 5:30. I believe it's a fountain. Again, I'll circle it on the map so you can see it. But 5:30 Friday, 5:30 Sunday, 4:30 Saturday. Can't wait to see you guys. We'll trade candy, hang out. It's going to be so good. And of course, again, huge shout out to Rolita Couture. Again, you can shop with code EmmaK for 15% off over there, rolitacouture.com, and check out Raverade to keep you nice and hydrated at your next festival. Drinkraverade.com, code EmmaK for 10% off over there. All right, guys, I think that's all I have for you. Definitely download the camping checklist so you have that for your next event so you don't forget any items. Connect with us at raveculturecast. Write a review on iTunes, whatever you're feeling up to, and share this in your Rave fam group chat. I know you guys have festival camping group chats. Drop this episode in there. Be like, have you listened to the new Rave Culture Cast episode? Because you guys need to hear this. That would be a huge favor. So thank you guys so much for the support, and I will see you next Wednesday, and it's going to be an Imagine Music Festival recap. So get pumped for that. All right, guys. See you later. Bye.